because we sort of got the time screwed up, and you and I always have the problem. And last time you tried to interview me, I don't know how to use Instagram. That was a very embarrassing. And so, and I know you have to go home and pick up your kids, everything. So here's the bottom line, right? We got very few minutes left. I know you got to go. Thank you so much for just jump on in the last minute. What do you use? What kind of sunscreen do you use yourself? Physical, organic, UV filter, or what do you use?
So as a dermatologist, I'm really lucky because we get sent so many samples. So I'm really looking for the basics. There's two kind of like levels. So first is I want a higher SPF, because I know, to your point, I'm not going to apply the right amount to get the SPF number on there, which I know only blocks UVB. So I want a UVA, UVB broad spectrum sunscreen, SPF 50 or higher, only because I know I'm not going to apply the right amount on. I really am a fan of combination approaches. I do like products that have both mineral and it's funny, the terms either organic or chemical filters. That's so funny to me, because you say chemical to some people, they're like, oh my God. You say organic, oh, I like that. It's organic. Wonderful. And vice versa. It's hilarious that we use the same term to describe the same ingredients. But I think that there has been evidence that highlights that if you combine them, they actually synergize, in that the reflective capacity of the mineral sunscreens will actually protect the chemical sunscreen ingredients from absorbing that energy, getting their electrons going to an excited state, and at some point they get stuck up there, so they're useless. They don't come down to ground level and exude that energy as heat. So I think they do play nice on each other. So I kind of look for it, but the reality is I just go with what's easiest, because we're lucky we get this like thrown at us. The other piece, which we didn't touch upon, is I also prefer using products from larger companies, established companies that actually invest in research and development, that actually do studies on their products. But also I know from a quality assurance standpoint that they are going to make sure that A, the product that I'm using has been well tested, and B, are going to be conscientious if there is for example, a contaminant like, I don't know, benzene. They're going to come out and pull it off the shelf. And I have to give, some of those companies credit for really stepping up. And even though we know it's a contaminant, it's not from the sunscreen, they still want to ensure safety. And so I think that going with, well-known brands that have the capacity and the wherewithal to ensure efficacy and safety makes me more confident when I'm using said sample.
No, I'm glad you sort of touched upon benzene. That was a really good discussion. I just thought
what I did there.
I love it, and I just thought that you were gonna say you use the sunscreen whatever your wife gave you, but that's besides the point. But okay, let's